Matthew 7 tells us, continues what Jesus teaches us about praying. And so I'm going to share my screen with you so you can, it's just one slide here. Matthew 5 was the first praying like this, and we learned to pray for enemies and those who persecute us. Matthew 6 was the Lord's Prayer, and all that we do to submit to and depend on the Lord for everything, needs and forgiveness. And then today we're going to start Matthew 7. We're just going to look at verses 7 and 8. And verse 7 says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened." So these two verses have been misinterpreted. And when I was looking for pictures to put on the side of the slide, you see here a picture of Matthew 7, 8. And so when I was looking for pictures on Google, I found one that said, whatever you ask for, that's what you receive. Or when you pray, whatever you ask, that is what you receive. And that is not the guarantee here. This passage doesn't teach us whatever we pray for, we get. And so that is a false sense of expectations. And because God's wise, he's not going to give us things that we pray for that are bad. And if we're submissive to him and dependent on him in Matthew 6, our prayers will align with what he wants and his kingdom to come and his will to be done. So we pray submissively and dependently on God, expecting him to meet our needs. But of course, God knows what we need before we ask him. So why does he teach us to, the word here is keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking. And the idea is our confidence needs to grow in prayer. There are times we get really discouraged with life, with praying and praying and praying, and nothing is happening. And Jesus teaches us in the Sermon on the Mount here, his first sermon that's recorded for us. He teaches us to pray confidently to our Father. What is it about God that causes us to confidently and faithfully pray? Well, according to these verses, God will answer. He always answers. It may be yes, it may be no, it may be wait. And so God is a perfect Father who knows what we need. He knows when we need it. He wants us to ask, and as we ask, he provides what we need when we need it. Then he gets glory, and his faithfulness is what provokes us to pray faithfully. So we keep praying, confidently praying. We don't have to be discouraged. Someone said last night at prayer meeting that this is a temptation that they face in getting really discouraged about prayer. And when we pray and nothing happens, Satan's going to tempt us to say, you know what, prayer doesn't work, so stop praying. And we need these verses, Matthew 7, 7 and 8, to remind us that we keep praying. We keep asking, we keep seeking, we keep knocking. We don't demand that God answer us, the demand that he open certain doors for us, demand that he show us what we're looking for. He wants to show us himself. And here he shows us that we can confidently pray because God will keep faithfully answering. We pray to a very faithful God, a God who hears everything, a God who knows everything. And as we pray confidently, we're reflecting the character of our God. So people should see that we are faithfully praying, and we can tell them we're faithfully praying for them. And they should see in our lives that we faithfully pray. And let me encourage you to be part of praying, whether it's Wednesday night in prayer meeting or another believer at church that you get together with, even call or FaceTime, Zoom with, figure out how to talk to other believers at church and consistently pray, because there are times when we get discouraged, but if we know that someone's going to be praying with us or want to pray with us, that will help our confidence. And so we need each other as a church to be reminded that we pray confidently because God keeps answering. He always answers. And there's much to pray about in this election week and in the days following the election and COVID, and people are really discouraged and depressed. And our confidence can grow in our God because he faithfully answers. Hopefully this encourages you, and I'll encourage you to encourage others with the wonderful truth of Matthew 7, 7, and 8. God bless.